Good morning all. Today's Saturday, the 6th of May 2023, and I'm excited to be able to unbox something very special. As you know from my previous videos, I enjoy watches in particular, and I would argue, I think many would argue, that what I'm about to unbox is the ultimate watch. So it's the Panda, the original Panda. I say the original Panda because those of you who know will know that this watch was discontinued in March after a very short production run from about late 2016, early 2017 to March 2023, so 6 years. That compares to a 16-year production run for the previous Daytona. Arrived by FedEx about 10 minutes ago. I was very surprised that they didn't ask me to sign for it. They just delivered it to my building, but seems to have got here safely. So I bought this in a much more official way than I normally buy my watches, because it's a Panda, the most faked watch in history, as you know. So I decided to go through a dealer, a grey market dealer obviously, but a well-known and reputable grey market dealer in New York. Obviously, I'm using an escrow account, but I'm also very careful to avoid it with full box and papers, and therefore I don't expect any nasty surprises. If there are nasty surprises, there is a 14-day period basically with which the funds are in the escrow account. Very fast delivery. My funds cleared in the escrow account late on Friday, and the watch shipped lunchtime Saturday. Sorry, that's Friday. The funds cleared Thursday, the watch shipped Friday, and today's Saturday. So it was an overnight delivery from New York. For those of you who don't know about the Daytona was first produced by Rolex in 1963 and was originally used as a watch for racing drivers to time themselves. At the time, Daytona, Florida held the fastest course. It was half sand, half road, and Rolex basically, in order to make their way into the US market, decided to sponsor the Daytona event. You probably know that even today, Rolex continue to sponsor the Daytona 500. So this is probably the fifth generation of Daytona. The last three, from the mid-80s to 2000, was the Zenith generation. So why do they call it the Zenith generation? Because the movement was the El Primero, made by Zenith. Then there was the 4130 steel bezel generation from 2000 to 2016, and in 2016 the ceramic bezel Daytona was produced. Two basic colours for the steel. There were lots of iterations and variations, as you know. The two basic colours for the steel are black face and white face. And for those of you who know, the white face is called the Panda because it looks like a panda. Many consider this watch the most coveted watch ever produced. From a pricing standpoint, and the reason I decided to make the purchase now, as you may have known, there was a crazy year last year where this watch was being sold for up to $80,000. And then early 2022, when the Crypto Bros lost all of their money, they started to sell their watches, swamped the market, and the Panda dropped from about $80,000 to about $30,000. A good time to come into the market. Therefore, when it was announced about a month ago that Rolex were discontinuing the original Panda, I decided it was a good time to buy. So you can see the box here, the famous Rolex crown. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. You can see that still has the original cover. And then the famous green box with the gold crown. As mentioned before, I only buy watches now with full box and papers. I'd rather buy a cheaper watch with the papers in the box than a more expensive watch without it. Notwithstanding this, I buy watches to keep, and I intend to keep this one. I'm not a flipper. Okay. And here we go, the moment has arrived. Wow. Looks perfect. First impressions for me, even though I know it's a 40mm, surprisingly it looks smaller than I imagined. Even though I knew it was going to look small, it looks smaller than I imagined. The famous green tag, neatly kept in a plastic bag. This dealer seems to have treated this with care. Look at that. The whole thing about this watch is craftsmanship and attention to detail. You'll see the crown on the clasp, the double clasp at the back. It's a tight clasp because it's not going to fall off. Sorry for the break. As many of you who know Rolex, this is the cushion that they wrap their products in. And then the swatch safety covering. Wow, it is a sight to behold, as you can see. As you know, we've got this is a chronograph, and it's a self-winding chronograph. What's amazing about this watch is because of the skills of Rolex, the thinness of the watch, considering it's both self-winding and a chronograph, it has only 201 individual parts, tightly packed into a very, very small case. For the water resistance, the chronograph buttons are locked, and that basically is to ensure that no water goes inside inadvertently if you happen to fall into a swimming pool accidentally on your way out. As you can see, the second half, it actually ticks, for want of a better phrase, it ticks silently 8 times a second. So what we see with the naked eye is the second hand swinging. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to do a very careful inspection of the watch to make sure everything is in order. And then I'll start to enjoy my new watch. Thank you very much. for watching.